risk their lives, half the time protecting some rich asshole's house who built it in a burn zone and shouldn't have in the first place. Otherwise, they just let them burn, because the burns are supposed to happen, but we're having, the planet's changing, so we're having more of them. And these guys, they need a song. This is designed to sort of send you off to your own computer to do the research, but because that's what happens. I try to write these songs, and I got on the computer myself and figured out what I would put in a song about a hotshot, firefighter. Hotshot crews came along in the last 25 years or so. They figured out it was easier to use 20-man teams, smaller teams, and they're all over the West. And usually when there's a fire in one area, hotshot crews come from all over the country and converge on one fire. And there are women too, but they got to be out there with a bunch of guys under the kind of conditions you don't want to be out there under with a bunch of guys under for the most part. And so there aren't that many women that do it. I met a couple of them, and they were really pretty, both of them, and they were really scary. You'll hear me talk in the second verse about a guy called Ed Pulaski. There's two tools that are used in firefighting upcountry firefighting that were invented for that. One is called a Pulaski, or a Pulaski tool, and it was invented at the turn of the last century by Ed Pulaski, who was a Forest Service guy. And he's famous for two things, inventing that tool. It's an axe on one side and a mattock on the other side. And he also is famous for saving his whole crew because they were caught in a burnover, and he took them into a mine shaft, and he kept them in there by force, because they don't, guys, they were from around there. When there's a fire, there's bears and snakes and shit in a mine shaft, and they did not want to go in there. So he's also famous for that. He was famous for that before he invented the tool. The only other firefighting tool that was invented strictly for that's called the chingadera, and I don't have to explain that in Texas where the name comes from, but I couldn't find anything that rhymed with chingadera. So. The Firebreak line. Well, I'm cutting out a firebreak line, cutting out a firebreak line, digging down deep, million line, cutting out a firebreak line. Well, I'm a wild firefighting fool on the Yellow Mountain hotshot crew. I can swamp and fell, I can walk through hell. I'm an EMT in a torch can too. And hot and dry, and the sparks and the cinders fly. I'll make a stand with 20 good men, a better band of brothers you'll never find. Got their back, they got mine, and I'm cutting out a firebreak line. Well, I'm cutting out a firebreak line, cutting out a firebreak line, digging down deep to the clay and line, cutting out a firebreak line. Of mine, when I'm cutting out a firebreak line, he invented this thing like an axe I swing, and he never left a member of his crew behind. When the fire jumped across the line, took him down in an abandoned mine, and then he drew his gun, said he'd shoot the first one that got it in his head to try and go outside. Got everybody out alive. He's cutting out a firebreak line. Well, I'm cutting out a firebreak line, cutting out a firebreak line, digging down deep to the clay and line, cutting out a firebreak line. Woo! I'm cutting out a firebreak line, cutting out a firebreak line, digging down deep to the clay and line, cutting out a firebreak line. Gotta pray the wind will die and it rains down from on high. Let's raise a glass to the hot shots past, hot shot heaven up above the sky. They're looking down on me when I'm cutting out a firebreak line. Well, I'm cutting out a firebreak line, cutting out a firebreak line, digging down deep to the clay line, cutting out a firebreak line. Well, I'm cutting out a firebreak line, cutting out a firebreak line, digging down deep to the train line, cutting out a firebreak line.